Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Ebbs here. If this is your first time, thank you for coming, and be sure to click the subscribe button, like, and you're welcome here. And if this is not your first time, thank you for always and always coming back. Been like a whole wonderful February. I think that's the best way to explain this. I got a new position on the job. Yeah. So it's been a whole month of trying to get used to the position. Let me straighten it out. Okay. It's been a whole month of trying to get used to the whole thing. So yeah, that's really been the whole reason why I've not been on here. Usually what I use for any of my acne, if it pops out like this, is I use the Sika. I use this. It really helps with inflammation and to cool things down. So I'm just going to just take a pea size like this and apply in that spot like that. In a day or two it just cools down. Don't mind me, guys. Don't pinch your pimples. It's not a good idea. I pinched this one in the process while I was working early hours of this morning. Okay, the first thing to do before making a cold process soap is to measure out all your ingredients. So I'm going to be measuring out my oils, my butters, and my lye, everything, and it's going to give me exactly what the soap is going to do for me. If it's going to be conditioning, if the soap is going to be hard and all that, it's going to give me all that. Yeah, I'm using the soap calculator. I'm going to put that in the description box. Now the gloves I'm using today is the surgeon's glove because it's long and thick, not like your regular gloves outside. So yeah, now this right here is called Nigerian olive oil or African olive oil. Is from the seed, the pear seed, ube. I don't know if you're in Nigeria, you know what ube is. The little ube, not the big one we eat with the corn. Small ube purusi or something like that. I don't know how it's called. Then of course palm kernel oil, my shea butter. I'm using 60% shea butter, and of course castor oil, distilled water, and let's start measuring. So here I'm measuring out my water. Then of course I'll measure out my lye. Be sure you don't pour your water into your lye. Measure out your water differently and measure out your lye differently, then pour in your lye into your water. It's best that way because I learned the hard way. I remember there was a day I started pouring my lye into the water without measuring it differently. I overpoured the lye, so that is not too good. So it's best to measure them separately and pour it in, and do this in a well ventilated area because the fumes that comes out of this thing can be very disruptive to your lungs. If you have breathing, even if you don't have breathing problem, it's not good. It's best to do this in a well ventilated area. I did this indoors, but because it's airy, but at a point I had to take it outside to let the fumes go out. So yeah, this is the lye water. It's going to clear out after a while. Yeah, so the next thing is to line up my mold. Today I'm using this wooden mold, and I have to line it up. I don't know, I just seem to like to line up my mold because I don't know, it's somehow therapeutic for me, the process of lining it up and all that, just like I'm doing some great work. Anyways, the next thing to do is to melt my butter. Okay, I'm actually using only one butter That's shea butter. So 60%. I'm going to leave the ingredients in the description box. Right here is my coconut milk and oatmeal powder. So I mix it all together, and I'm going to be pouring it into my oils. So I'm going to blend that in, yes, into the oils, then pour in my lye water. That's the coconut powder I used. So I'm going to put all this in the description box, and of course I'm using Kaolin Clay. All those things are so beneficial to the skin. Now this is like, I'll call this by an African shea butter soap, or Nigerian shea butter soap, because everything I'm using in here is all made in Nigeria, and I think that was it for me. It was giving me joy that everything I'm using in this batch of soap is all made in Nigeria. I love that idea. I love my country, guys. Anyway, look at how beautiful the color of this batch is. The green olives is beautiful. The color is absolutely beautiful. So now I'm trying to pour everything. Yeah, I've blended the oil with all the Kaolin Clay, coconut milk, and all that. So I'm pouring all the olive oil inside this. Yeah. I just love the color. It's so beautiful. I'm going to be inserting what this olive oil looks, the olive that this oil is derived from. I'm going to be inserting it so you can see it. I'm also going to be putting a picture, the number of things it does for the skin on here, so you can see it. Now I'm pouring in my lye water. So because it's shea butter, I don't know why shea butter just always thickens up on me. I really have no clue. Look at it. I don't even need to blend it with my stick blender. I just use my spatula to mix it all up together, and it thickens up on me. I'm guessing it's because of the weather. That is my guess. Till now I really don't know why my butter soaps just thickens up so fast on me. But anyways, it always turns out very nice, and it's actually my fast selling soap. People tend to buy my shea butter soaps very fast, especially mothers, because they feel it's very good for their kids. Now I usually tap the soap on the floor, so all the pockets of bubbles will disappear and it will all be combined together. Now it's so thick I couldn't texturize the top, so I just flicked my hand one way or the other, and voila, everything is done. So we're going to wait for 24 hours to mold and cut it. So let's wait 24 hours. See you after 24 hours. Yes, I had to spray this with rubbing alcohol. And yes, this is how foamy this soap is. My dad was watching me make it. He said, would this thing foam? I said, yes, it will foam. So I had to do this to show him. And here is me. I was so tired and hungry. I had to eat. Yeah. 24, more like 30 hours after, because I had to go to church, and by the time I was back from church it was quite late. Yeah, and that's it. Now I hope you liked making this soap with me. Please share to your friends, your family, and if of course you like to try out the soap, please hit me up on my Instagram, Eden Naturally. I'm going to put the link in the description box below. So yeah, so bye bye, see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this. Please come back next time and try watch out my video if you're watching till now. Thank you for always doing that. All right, bye bye, see you next time.